Hello everyone, this is Colin once again. I'm making another video response to the username Ahmed's Quran 3. The topic of this video is Miriam or Mary, which this topic is essentially the user is purporting that Muhammad and therefore Allah or the Quran had no knowledge of, or excuse me, mixed up which Mary they were referring to, and alleges that the Virgin Mary, the mother of Jesus, was actually confused with Miriam, the sister of Aaron, the daughter of Imran. He first says that Muhammad plagiarized from the Gospel of Luke and spread out the information amongst the Quran. He has no proof for this. He doesn't give any proof. This is just his assertion. He says that Surah 3, Ayah 335 says, a woman of Imran, essentially this would be the mother of Mary, prayed to God and God gave her a child. And he says that no New Testament character uttered this prayer. Well, he's absolutely right. And I'll tell you why he's right, because the mother of Mary is not in the Bible. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The mother of Mary, the father of Mary, are nowhere in the Bible. So, of course, this is unique to the Quran. And, of course, this is not uttered by a character in the New Testament because the New Testament is lacking the parents of the Virgin Mary. Continuing on, it says that he says that Allah is not God, and that the pagans called the black stone in the Kaaba God or Allah. Again, I would like proof for that. I've never heard that the pagan Quraysh referred to the black stone as Allah. To my knowledge, the pagans, even though they worship many gods in the Kaaba, did acknowledge that Allah was the supreme God who could not be seen and was not the black stone. So I would like to see evidence for that if you're going to bash the pagan religion of the Quraysh. Further on, you say that in Surah 3, Ayah 42, that Gabriel says that the name of the son of Mary will be Christ Jesus, Christ Isa ibn Miriam, Christ Jesus, the son of Mary. You say that's not a name; it's his title. If you look at the whole context of the verse, it says this is what he will be referred to in this world and in the hereafter. He'll be called Christ Jesus. You then say that this title is not given to Jesus during his lifetime, but until after his death. That's incorrect. People did call Jesus the Messiah, i.e., in Greek, Christ, while he was alive. You just have to look at the New Testament. Anyone who has any understanding of the New Testament knows that his disciples called him the Messiah, and he agreed with them that he was the Messiah. Let's see here. Chapter 19, verse 28, you take exception to the fact that the Jews call Mary the sister of Aaron. And then you say that that this is an issue. If you look at the commentary by Muhammad Asad in the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir, it says that it was customary for Semitic people to refer to you by a name of one of your ancestors or the tribe that you belong to. So because Mary was of the family of Imran, and that she was therefore a descendant of Imran in the priestly house of Imran, it was not unusual for them to refer to you as sister or daughter of Imran. Now, if this user has an issue with the Quran calling the Virgin Mary the sister of Imran, he would have to then make a video saying the Gospel of Luke is incorrect, because the Gospel of Luke refers to Elizabeth, the cousin of Mary, as a daughter of Imran. But we know that Elizabeth's father was not called Imran. And so therefore, there is an issue for you right there. It refers to Elizabeth as the daughter of Imran. And I will give you the passage. It says right here, the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, verse 7. Or excuse me, starting at verse 5. There was in the days of Herod the king of Judea a certain priest named Zachariah of the course of Abia, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. Now you can translate this from the Greek in many different ways. You can say daughter of or descendant. Same ways with the Arabic, you could say descendant of Aaron or sister of Aaron. But what's interesting is Elizabeth in the Gospel of Luke is called a daughter of Aaron. So if you have an issue with the Quran, you should make a video exposing the Gospel of Luke as well. But then again, I think you're ignoring the fact that it's Semitic tradition to refer to you by your father or by your family or your tribe, etc. Then you say that that according to the Gospel of Luke, the father of Mary is not Imran, but rather it is Hillel. I would like to point out that Christians do say that the genealogy in the Gospel of Luke is Mary's genealogy. However, that's not the case. Nowhere in chapter 3 of the Gospel of Luke does Luke say this is the genealogy of the Virgin Mary. This is Christian assertion. There is no biblical evidence to back this up. Rather, if you look at what it says, if you look at the beginning of the genealogy, it says the following. It says, chapter 3, verse 23, and Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli. So therefore, it is saying that Joseph's father was Heli, not that the Virgin Mary is the daughter of Heli. It does not say that. It says Joseph's father was Heli. So that is an assertion that is false and is not backed up by the Bible itself. So therefore, we actually don't know who the Virgin Mary's father or mother was, but the Quran is saying that his name was Imran, and unless someone brings something forward to contradict that, the Quran still stands as correct in that assertion. So then you say that in Bukhari, Muhammad comments on the pictures inside the Kaaba, and you make a problem with this, saying how come he didn't mention this before? He had been around the Kaaba so much. Why didn't he mention these pictures before? The fact is that so what? So what that he didn't mention them before? Now that he's come back to the Kaaba and he's gone in and he comments on these pictures, there are many different interpretations. Some scholars are silent about this. Some scholars do assert that perhaps the pagan Quraysh recently put those images in the Kaaba, and when Muhammad came back at the conquest of Mecca, he saw these new pictures. But even if that's incorrect, the fact remains that just because Muhammad didn't mention them prior, but mentioned them when he first took back the Kaaba, does not mean that Muhammad was incorrect or that Imam Bukhari was incorrect. This is just your assertion. You say that that the Hebrew Bible does not mention Pharaoh's wife's name, but the Quran does. You say therefore this is Muhammad making things up. So what? So what that the Hebrew Bible didn't mention Pharaoh's wife's name? The Quran does. So why does that mean does that mean the Quran is in error? That does not mean the Quran is in error. It means that the Hebrew Bible just did not mention a fact which the Quran does. You then say that in Muslim's hadith, one of Muhammad's followers asked him about this issue, if Mary's father was Imran, and Muhammad responds by saying that people took names of the prophets for themselves. This is a correct statement. And then you make the really interesting statement that Muhammad forbid his companions to ask questions, or they would be sentenced to hell. Really? Can you give proof for that? Can you give any hadith that says that the Prophet Muhammad forbid people to ask questions about religion? It's a very interesting assertion, and I think you don't have any proof for that. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Again, this is another response to Ahmed's Quran 3. Peace be with you all.